Hi, I'm Ricardo Gomez, the founder of Think Big Change, where I teach people to go from where they are in their life or relationship to where they want to be. Today I'm going to share with you 5 tips that once applied are going to change the way your lover or partner respond to you. They will also create, cement, and improve communication between you and your loved one. See, a few years ago I was devastated after my marriage fell apart. I was a mess emotionally because I never thought, never, that something like this would happen to me. I heard about the statistic, but I thought I was different. I thought I had what it takes to create a long-term passionate relationship. I was wrong. I had 2 little boys and I was torn apart, not be able to see them daily. So I went on a journey to learn everything I could on the subject of neuroscience, psychology, personal growth, and relationship. And because of that, I ended up finding and nurturing a great relationship with my life partner. So let me share with you those very important tips, 5 tips. Tip number 1, forgive and forget. Look, do not bring stuff from the past. It's simply forgive and forget. We all make mistakes. We say or do the wrong thing at one point or another in the relationship. But once you decide that you can forgive, you have to forget as well. One does not go without the other. Because when you start bringing stuff back, such an error or mistake that your partner or lover did or say, you create a feeling of uncertainty for your lover. They begin to feel that at any time that old stuff could reappear in an instant, which could lead to frustration, resentment, lack of trust that you're not totally committed to let it go. So once you establish that dynamic of not letting go some of the past things, the relationship will never be able to get to where it's supposed to go, where it was previously at the beginning. All right? So tip number 2, ask specific question. What does that mean by specific question? Well, we all come from different background, belief, values, and rules about how things should be. So sometimes your lover or partner might say something that causes you to have an emotional reaction, a bad feeling about what is being said. And so to avoid what is called mind reading, all you need to do is ask for clarity. This is something I always share with and teach my client, my coaching client, is that when you feel bad or you get a bad feeling about what your lover has said to you, instead of assuming what he or she means, simply ask the following question. What do you mean exactly when you say XYZ? Could you be more specific so I can make sure I understand what you are saying? See, that way you give your partner an opportunity to explain exactly what they mean instead of yourself creating an unpleasant experience or worse, building some resentment or frustration from your possibly incorrect assumption. All right? Tip number 3. Be 100% responsible. What do I mean by that? Yes, be 100% responsible for the result of your relationship. See, again, often when I coach people in relationship, I find that at least one side is pointing fingers. He or she needs to change. He or she is the one that needs help. See, here's the problem with that thinking. If you think that you are only 50% responsible for making your relationship work, you'll be spending a lot of time pointing finger, blaming your partner, and expecting your partner to solve your problems. Guess what usually happens when one or both partners in the relationship do the same? Well, nothing happened. That's right. Because in order to build a successful and fulfilling relationship, both sides have to agree to be 100% responsible. Because otherwise, what could happen is that resentment, disappointment, and all the negative emotion will insert themselves and get between you and what you truly want. And if you decide now that you are 100% share responsibility of making a relationship work, the result will be totally different. Because at the end of the day, the meaning of your communication is the result you get. Or better say, if you ask for something and you didn't get it, then you didn't ask the right way. Tip number 4, Deep love strategy. What is deep love strategy? Well, we all have different ways of feeling love. See, people that are successful in a relationship usually have learned by accident or by trial and error, but there's a specific sequence, a specific recipe that once done in order and done consistently create that deep feeling of love in your partner. So you simply can ask the following question. How do you know someone else loves you? Can you remember a time where you were totally loved, a specific time? And then you can ask, in order to know you are totally loved, is it necessary for you to be taking places and buy things, or to be looked at with that special look? Or is it that you need to hear the special tone of voice or the special words? Or maybe is it necessary for you to be touched in a certain way or in a certain place? And what you do at that moment, you take note of your partner's answer, because at that moment you are learning a specific strategy on how you can make your partner feel loved. And then you can recreate that feeling anytime you want. So an example, let's say your partner says something like that. Well, when you look at me with that special look, and then you grab me and hug me like when we've been apart for a long time, and then you say things like, I miss you so much, or I love you so much. Bingo! Now you find your strategy, you find this perfect strategy in the order for making him or her feel love. Now, because you probably won't prepare or mix in the ingredient of a cake starting at the end, right? Same thing here, all right? Now, tip number 5, my favorite tip. Now, make sure you go through tip number 4 before you go to tip number 5, okay? Tip number 5, basically, it's scheduling. See, we need to schedule time for each other. We are so busy in our society, there's so many distractions that you need to get a feel of what's going on with the relationship, and I call that the relationship review. So this is one of the most important tips that I'm sharing with you here today. And so this is how it works. First, you schedule a time together. Ideal on the weekend, because you probably have too much going on during the weekdays. The end of the day, best, but not too late so you're not tired. Now, definitely put your devices away. And if you have kids, this is a time where you share with them how this is important for you. And take you, 15, 20, 30 minutes without interruption. Now, once you get in a quiet environment, you start with the wins of the week. You always start by talking about the best part of the week in the context of your relationship. So start by telling each other things that you really have appreciated about each other during the week. What was great? What did you do great? What did you say that was awesome? All the good stuff. What you love your partner did or say that make you feel loved, appreciated, and heard, those are really important. So you start with that. Then you start with part 2. You talk about the need for improvement in the context of relationship. Now, the other person's role is just to listen and take notes while you talk. Now, this is not a time for judge, complain, or say anything that could create some resentment or frustration. You're just sharing. This is just a way to create awareness, so you can learn what you can to help your partner. So ideally, when one partner talks and share, the other person just takes notes and does not interrupt. So then the person that is taking note asks the following question. Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 being the best, how would you rate our relationship this week? And then discuss the adjustment that need to be made by asking the following question. What would it take to make your experience for this week, this past week, a 10? And then you switch roles. See, by the end of the conversation, you will both have a feeling of being heard and validated. And also you have gotten a couple good things. Because once you heard all those great things you have done, you'll be able to improve on the area that your partner share that they like to see some improvement. Now, you'll be amazed what will happen over time once you become that ritual. And by the way, you always finish the conversation, but again, reminding your partner all the great things that they did during this week. You always want to finish with a high note. Now, there's a great saying by Tony Robbins who says, if you treat people at the end of the relationship like in the beginning, there won't be an end. I love that quote. So, schedule this conversation every week and you'll be amazed by the improvement in your relationship. So, if you like this video, go ahead and pass it around and enter your name and email below, and I will send you a free report about the 10 biggest mistakes people make in relationship and the truth about why most relationships fail and what to do about it. So, thank you for checking out my website. Looking forward to see you soon, and remember, think big change.